Hello, everyone, and welcome to the series analysis episode of Seattle Baseline Podcast. My name is Julian Smith, and I'm with Alex Hong. Alex, do you remember the video title of this of the previous podcast?
Oh, it was Cal Raleigh and then Kyle Schwarber, right?
Yeah, um, almost every title, whether it be a short or a actual podcast title, has been something along the lines of the Mariners are bouncing back against the Phillies. Cal Raleigh, Kyle Schwarber. This is like the Mariners moment, everything. And the Mariners lost. Not only did they lose, they got swept. Alex, how do you feel about this one?
Well, they're not very good if you wanted to ask how I feel. There was a lot of problems that we need to talk about and dissect in this series. It wasn't like one player lost us. There was a lot of things why the Mariners lost. And ultimately, the Phillies just dominated us. Like, if we're just looking at it's not like we lost three one-run games in the ninth inning or extra innings. We got dominated, especially in the last game. It was 11-2, not even close. Like the game was like getting got completely out of hand. So I think first we should talk about how the pitching went. Both the offense and the pitching had problems, but let's first talk about the pitching. So, Julian, what were your thoughts on the starting pitching of this series?
Okay, so at first we have Logan Gilbert, and then you've got Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo. Logan Gilbert pitched bad, like straight up bad. There was nothing good to say about it. Everybody in the Phillies lineup scored in the first two innings, and those are the only innings he pitched. Everybody from the lineup. Imagine if every Mariner from 1 to 9 hits like in two innings, every single one. That's insane. And especially because Logan Gilbert is such a swing and miss heavy guy, he doesn't play a sinker or a changeup, which helps you to let the opponent hit the ball, ground ball into third base, ground ball into second base, something to something to get the out from an in play ball. He doesn't have that. He solely relies on his ability to get swing and miss and strike people out, and just didn't do that. Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo. Bryce Miller is fine. I'm letting him off the hook here. He's just coming back from injury. He's fine. His stuff looked good. Fastball looked amazing. All that stuff. Luis Castillo, I think he actually looked pretty good. We'll get into how we lost that game later, but I think in terms of starting pitching, the second two games were great, or not great, but good. Logan
Good
Gilbert just,
enough.
yeah, good enough. Like you don't expect them to be perfect, especially against this type of lineup. But Logan Gilbert, man, like he's got to get his head back in the game.
I mean, this start was just terrible by Gilbert. And the
Yeah,
worst part is that happened in the first game of the series. This really set our bullpen up to fail. I mean, for the rest of the series, because now, okay, like everybody has to pick because he got out after the second inning, right? So that's 6 or 7 innings that the Mariners bullpen needs to accomplish in the first game. So if every pitcher goes 1 inning, that means six of our bullpen guys needs to go, right? That's just, I mean, that's not a good formula for success. And yeah, you're right. You talked about how Gilbert, he's like a strikeout type of guy. That's why his pitch count is so high. But that inning, he couldn't do anything. Everyone was getting contact. I mean, it's just not acceptable. And Gilbert has not had that good of a year to where one of these starts is okay. Like it'd be one thing if he was dominating every single start and he had just one really, really bad game, but that's not been the case. He hasn't been going that many innings this year, and it really, really cost us in this game. I mean, it was just really bad.
yeah, and also it sucks because it felt like Logan Gilbert was starting to hit the point where he's getting better. He's playing more innings, 6 innings, 6 innings, 6 inning. Not very many runs scored against him, and all of a sudden everything just implodes in one game. And I'm not saying that this game is indicating that he's going to be horrible for the rest of the season. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Logan Gilbert's a good enough pitcher to bounce back from this, and maybe next game he goes 7 inning shutout. Who knows? But this game from Logan Gilbert is frustrating beyond words. He just can't do that. He lost us that game.
How about the bullpen? What were your thoughts on that?
Um, Leverage arms did not play leverage. They first of all, Matt Brash needs to be able to lock down games. And sure, he's going to have a bad game here and there, but he seems to be a lot of teams seem to be getting contact against him, whether it be good contact or bad contact. And his slider shouldn't be getting hit by the bat at all. His slider has so much movement to it. The batter should be swinging and missing almost every time. And so I think he's been struggling a little bit, not with the pitch placement, but more so with the ability to spin the ball the way that he likes to see it.
Yeah, the back end of our bullpen, we made some like adjustments. We sent Legumina down, we sent Kowar down, we brought some guys up like Saucedo, but they that was really really bad. Saucedo gave up 5 runs, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I think, or four or 5 runs in the last game. Thing is, even though we lost the last game 11-2, it wasn't necessarily over. I believe we were down. It was like 3-2 going into like the seventh inning or so,
Yeah.
and then our bullpen just imploded, right? And that could attribute to the problem where we were running out of guys, right? Our bullpen has been taxed all series, so we had to bring in some of these guys in, and it just didn't work out. So yeah, it's really nervous for our back end of the bullpen, right? Like those guys if they come in and have to pitch. But yeah, it's just really unfortunate. They didn't play very well throughout the series, and it's not like they gave up like 1 run in this inning, 1 run in this inning. No, these were implosions, right? 4 runs, like those type of like 3 to 4 runs in an inning. That cannot happen.
Yeah. Um, Taylor Saucedo played really bad. And quite frankly, this season just hasn't been going very well for him. He was sent to the minors. He comes back up. I think he had 2 good outings, and then this time he implodes.
Hmm.
I want to make one remark about something that Taylor Saucedo tweeted last night. He tweeted that he was getting messages about like the bad outings he's having in a really harsh way, in like a threatening way to him and his family. That can't happen. Like as a fan base, that should never happen. And it I get it. Like there are players on this Mariners team that are playing beyond horrible, like so bad that they should be probably cut from this team at some point. And maybe you think Taylor Saucedo is one of them. Maybe you don't. But at the end of the day, this the way that this baseball team plays cannot cannot mean so much to you emotionally that you literally are sending death threats to someone on text on social media for them playing poorly at a sport. It you you should never be sending that type of message ever to anybody because these guys aren't just players. They're people that have the special talent to play this sport. But outside of that, they're just like you and me, and that it really hurts to hear something like that happen to a player because these guys try so hard to be what they want to be. These guys, you know, just I guess my point is just don't send messages like that. It sucks. It's disgusting. It's insane. It's absolutely insane to be sending stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly a very, very small minority of the fan base that usually, I mean, this has happened before with like, I remember years ago, this happened with like Kyle Seager, and he's been one of like the Mariner like fan favorites in the past like decades. So it happens to a lot of players, but yeah, it sucks that it happens because it's not like they're trying to lose these games and they are real people, like you said. But it is usually a very small portion of the fan base, but even then it still sucks when that happens. But yeah, moving on from that, I think we could talk briefly about the hitting because there's been even if there's been problems, let's just say. And it's not with the actual like on-field like performance. The hitting was set up to fail from when the lineups are posted like 3 hours before the game. And this is specifically talking about the second and third game where we're putting out Dylan Moore to start. Like we talked about this earlier in the year, like before the trade deadline, how it sucks that we have to do this because we have like no other option. Well, the trade deadline passed. We figured out the options, right, to not have Dylan Moore have to play in those games. But he's still playing. I mean, he's Dylan Moore has been playing so bad like this season that it's just not like he cannot be playing. Like he cannot be batting. It's just setting up the team to fail.
Yeah. He shouldn't be playing right now. Quite frankly, he should not be a part of this team. And I don't mean that in a I hate Dylan Moore sense. I think that he works really hard. I know that he's a Gold Glove winner. He was a excellent defender last season. This year it's not it. And he started the year strong, but right now it seems like he's broken. He he can't bat. His only real contribution to the team is base running. But his his inability to play defense this year, just dropping the ball everywhere, it just he's losing a lot of his value right now. And for a team that is pushing to make the playoffs, pushing to try to win it all this year, having someone like that clearly has shown that he just can't play at the major league level right now. It's devastating. And it's not a matter of how many more options do you have of like right fielders other than Dylan Moore. It's just a matter of you cannot be playing Dylan Moore out there. If you have to find someone else, you've got to find someone. You've got to find whether it's Luke Raley batting lefty lefty, or you find Samad Taylor, maybe Leody Taveras comes back up. There's a lot of options, and I'm not saying these options are great. It's just you cannot be putting Dylan Moore out there, man. They've done it too many times. He's had maybe 2 or 3 hits in the last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, he's actually been one of the worst players in MLB history in the last like 30 games he's played. I mean, he's batting like 50 and not, yeah, it's just 050. Like he's batting below 100. Like he's basically batting like if me and you were to like bunt every play, that might be what our batting average is. Like I'm not even kidding. Like he cannot swing the bat at all. So yeah, he should never be in the starting lineup. I don't understand why we keep putting him in the starting lineup. If his true value, why he's on the team, is his base running and ability to pinch hit, why is he starting? He can't even pinch hit if he's already in the starting lineup. And the thing is, we've been pinch hitting in place for Dylan Moore, like in some of those games that we had. So like there was literally no point to start him. So I don't understand this decision at all. Frankly, I feel like he should be DFA'd at this point. He's been bad for too long. Like he's only on this team because he was good and he's been on the team for a while in the past. I truly feel like he has no value to the team right now. So yeah, this is it sucks because like I understand like and I think going forward, like I know Canzone was like injured in the second and third game, but Rayleigh, I still think lefty lefty is a way better option than Dylan Moore. And frankly, anything's better than what Dylan Moore's been doing. But yeah, hopefully going forward, he just never ever starts. As long as he just doesn't start, I'll be happy, if that makes sense.
I'm gonna be completely honest here. Like I want to be as clear as I possibly can. If you're looking at Dylan Moore and you're saying, "Oh, he's a righty and the pitcher's a lefty, let's put him in against the lefty," you are out of your mind. From the general manager all the way down to Dan Wilson, from that line, from Jerry Dipoto to Dan Wilson, if you're looking at this team and you're saying because Dylan Moore is a righty, you're putting him against a lefty over Luke Raley, you are absolutely out of your mind. It is unacceptable to put someone out there that clearly cannot hit. It's it's frustrating because he hasn't hit in so long. he doesn't hit
Mhm.
the ball. He doesn't get contact with the ball. He's not catching up with the fastball. He hasn't. It's not just that he hasn't hit home runs or he hasn't hit enough. He literally hasn't hit. This guy cannot be on the team, and it's just frustrating to see that basically the upper management of the team is turning a blind eye to how he's playing, how bad he's playing, just how absolutely atrocious he's playing right now. And I really hope that Dylan Moore finds his groove again. I know that he can because I've seen him do it before. But right now, at this point of the season, Dylan Moore cannot be part of this team. Like, just
Definitely.
at this point, he just can't. And so that's my big point.
Yeah, I think we should move on from this series. So despite the Mariners losing five in a row, we're still in the wild card like standings as of now. We're two games behind Houston for the division because Houston got swept by the Tigers too. So overall in the standings, not much really changed, in fact. But yeah, we're still in the wild card, but we're not going to be in the wild card for long if we keep losing. So we got to make a change. And the Mariners should have a prime opportunity to get back to their winning ways against the Athletics coming up, which is the next series.
The Athletics just traded away a starter and their only good bullpen arm,
Mason,
Mason Miller. So they're I think the trade was great for the Athletics. For from if I were part of a Athletics podcast, I would be saying Leo DeVries is one of the best prospects they've probably ever had in their system. This is going to be a big prospect coming up, but we're talking about how the Mariners can beat the major league level Athletics right now. The major league level Athletics are cooked. They have Nick Kurtz, who's been playing amazing. They
hmm
have Brent Rooker, the All Star. That's about it. Pitchers are not good. Batters are not good. We should be able to win the game.
yeah, I hope the Mariners can take advantage because the Athletics are the second worst team in the AL. We don't get many. We're lucky they're in our division that we go against them so many times in the year, but we're not going to have that many light games. Like as light as this, right? After the Athletics, we go against San Diego. We need to build momentum going into the rest of the season if we want to stay in the wild card standings or even fight for the division, which is still we're lucky that it's still possible. If the Astros like were actually winning when the Mariners were getting swept and losing all these series, we would it would be over. I think the division race would be over. So we're very lucky that we're still possible, to get in by that way. But yeah, hopefully there's not much to say about the Athletics. They have two lefties coming up, and I really hope Dylan Moore is not in any of those starting lineups. I think this team cares too much about handedness when realistically, handedness is important, but it's just like that should not be the only factor. I feel like when they put in Dylan Moore, it's only because it's a lefty righty. They're not considering anything else, which is a problem. Like he's not a platoon player, like we talked about. Like we don't need to talk more about Dylan Moore, but it's just the Mariners. They need to try and fight for their all. They need to go all in on these. They'll put in the best lineup every day as possible. Put in the best relievers they can, right, to try to win as many games as possible for the rest of the season. I think that has to be it. I mean, we're coming in to the end here. These are when the games are really important. You don't have like 100 more games to make up some ground. You don't have that much time anymore. We have to keep winning, or we have to restart and keep winning from the losing we have been doing. So yeah, that's what I have to say about it.
Yeah, they haven't won enough this year. Um, they traded for Eugenio Suarez and Josh Naylor at the trade deadline. Great, right? Like the team looks really good right now, but they haven't won enough. They haven't shown us that they can win enough. They don't have time right now to be going around losing to these good or these bad teams, good teams, what have you. They don't have time to be losing right now. They have to
Mm.
win. Almost like every single game, you have to go out there and try to win the game no matter what. And if if the management is looking at this team, and more importantly, Dan Wilson and that whole upper management staff, if they're looking at this team and they are looking at handedness as to why they should be playing a certain player over the other, especially in these circumstances, they're not doing their job, and they clearly need to rethink the way they evaluate these players and how they're going to win these games. That's I am really passionate about that because I think that this team has the potential to get to the playoffs at the very least and get to the World Series. They can't do that if they miss the playoffs by another one game miss the playoff thing. It just can't happen.
Yeah.
I think that's it from my end. You have anything else?
No, we gotta, hopefully we can do better. And yeah, gotta get back to winning.
Let's sweep the Athletics. Let's turn it around. Let's get back into play. Hey, thank you everyone for tuning in. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and our beautiful faces on YouTube. Check out our Instagram and go Mariners.